All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and XRP. Okay, so guys, since I made my last video yesterday, Bitcoin did continue to grind up in this 1 hour channel here. And overnight, so you saw it, we came down here to the bottom. This was yesterday during the video. We were right at the bottom here. We were able to bounce up. We did have a small rejection. Actually, let me zoom in here a bit. We were zooming up here, and let me clean up this chart so you guys can see. All right, we bounced from the bottom of the channel. We came back up, retested the weekly, rejected from the weekly, back down to the bottom of the channel, came back up to the weekly again, rejected, bottom of the channel, and we kind of just chopped around. Then we reclaimed the weekly, tested it as support, kept going up in the channel, and then overnight we finally just started our sideways range, and we're starting to lose the channel trend. But this trend was so unsustainable anyways, because it was such an explosive trend to the upside, such a steep ascending channel, that eventually we knew we were going to at least lose it and start to range, especially with weakened price action. So let's get rid of that. Now, Bitcoin is still bullish. Bitcoin is still continuing higher in trends. Let's zoom into the local price action and let's look what just happened here. So we made our high on Friday. Over the weekend, we've been ranging here. We kind of saw a small dump to retest the value area high of the major channel since November 11th. Bounced up from that. Now we are starting to form a larger sideways range here. And if we go ahead and look at this range here, we're going to start to analyze this and see what's happening. Right now, just about 30 minutes ago, we did swing failure pattern the highs of Friday into our daily resistance. So this could give us a small pullback here. If we analyze this range, remember when you use a fixed range volume profile, you're trying to analyze the range of the relevant price action that you're in right now. So let's take the fixed range volume profile and let's analyze the range that we're in right now, this top upper range that we're forming. You can see that we had been respecting the point of control. Every time we come down to the value area low, we bounce from the value area low, and the value area high had been rejecting us all weekend long on this range. So now that we have broken out of the range, we did hit into the daily. We had our swing failure patterns of the highs. We are dumping a bit. If we do hold this local value area high as support, then I expect us to continue higher and make new all-time highs probably today or tomorrow. Now, if we do see a retracement from here, let's zoom in on this and let's look at this retracement. So we can do a Fibonacci golden pocket pull from these lows of the range, these last big lows of the range, to the highs we just made. And you can see our golden pocket is coming in right at the back test of our weekly. So this is an area I would be looking for the range. If the range is going to continue for a little bit longer, I would be looking for a TP. I did short this daily here. My stop is right above this high. So if I get stopped out, it's like less than 0.5% stop on this. And I have not taken profit yet. My first take profit will be this golden pocket here in the back test of the weekly. Also, we have our 786 at the value area low, and you can see the value area low has been holding pretty well here. So that, and then we also have an internal liquidity grab right here. This liquidity is much more important, but we'll just play level to level. Let's see how this goes. One thing that we can do now that we have our two local support areas. Now, you guys remember, these are local support areas. You do not want to take any trades from here, longs, unless you see local bullish divs and maybe possibly even bullish CVD absorption on our CVD and OI indicators. Because it's dangerous to long a top like this after such an explosive move to the upside from 89K. We really haven't had too much retracements, a real retracement. So you are taking a risk if you're trying to long the top of a major push up. But if you have proper risk management, it's feasible. All right, so now we're going to take an ascending channel. We're going to go from the two major lows of the range, and we're going to put it up to our first high of the range. And you can see we have a bigger ascending channel that's forming here. Midline is being respected every time we come up to the midline. And the bottom of the channel is in right around our two boxes. If we dump real fast, the bottom of the channel will be at our value area low and 786. If we chop around for a bit, which I suspect a bit more, then we could see it line up with our golden pocket area about here. Golden pocket weekly and channel retest. So those are two levels I'm watching for to see if we can get in a scalp long here, or at least to take profit on our short position here. Now, I'm only going to scalp long this if I do see, if I zoom in here on the charts, and I'm going to see you're really at this point, you're going to have to be looking for low time frame bull divs. We also want money flow to be continuing to increase, and we want to see no bigger time frame bear divs. Now, we do have potentials for bear divs forming here. You guys can see this. Higher highs on the price action. If we do top out here and go to the downside, we would have lower highs on our momentum indicator. So we'd have 1 hour bear divs, and it is a major swing failure pattern. But look at the money flow on the 4 hour. Look at how strong this is coming up right now. And our momentum waves are starting to curve over, just like I talked about in yesterday's video. And we are coming up. So I talked about this curving over and making a lower hump at the swing failure pattern of the all-time high. And this is with the money flow continuing to increase like this is still a very strong possibility that this could happen. If we do hold our local range value area high and do not break it, then I expect to get stopped out. I expect to continue higher, and I'm long from higher, so that's okay. This short is a hedge against the longs. So our local value area high is about 105.3, and if we do not reject from this midline here and then continue down, then I expect us to come higher. All right, so that's pretty much it for Bitcoin. We still have our larger support levels below us. I went over those in yesterday's video. If you want to check those out, go watch yesterday's video. But right now, Bitcoin is continuing its bullish momentum. We are seeing a local resistance hit here, and we are seeing possible bear divs on the 1 hour, so we can look at this. But money flow looks so strong and so good that I do think that this is going to continue eventually. You can also see the top of this channel is around the all-time highs. So if we do pump up here, if we're able to hold this value area low or value area high retest, get above the daily, flip the daily to support, continue up to the all-time high, hit into the all-time high, swing failure the all-time high into the top of the channel. This would be another short trade I'm looking for up here. And at that time, we would want to be looking for bear divs on higher time frames. But this is a level that this is a possible opportunity here, or a scenario that I'm watching. So that's it for Bitcoin. Just a short update on Bitcoin on the daily. We just saw some price action, so I wanted to make a video about the updated price action. Now I'm going to go to XRP because XRP is just respecting the technical analysis so darn well. All right, so in yesterday's video, I was talking about the descending channel. Let me zoom out here just a bit. Let's go on to the 15-minute chart. So I was talking about the descending channel and that we were chopping in the descending channel. Now, actually, you guys, I did slightly modify this descending channel. The last descending channel was from this high here, and we were chopping around in this descending channel here. But what I did is I took this second pivot and I put it to this high after we made it after yesterday's video. And you can see that it's actually a little bit more respected. So I did change the descending channel just a bit yesterday based off of updated price action. And you can see the midline's being respected well. The bottom is this. Yesterday I talked about our 3 drives pattern up to a pump. And the 3 drives pattern played out so perfectly. But I did say I wanted to come down one more time. I wanted to come down farther to this 302 level where we would have the swing failure pattern of this low into our purple box. Now, we front ran the purple box just by barely because we hit the pitchfork band, the lower band of the pitchfork. And you guys can see how extremely well this pitchfork is being traded right now, being respected technically. Like I shorted up here and I took profit at the midline here because of that. I did not long the 3 drives pattern because I wasn't at the charts. I wasn't looking, but I did take a short yesterday at here last night here. I took a short and we hit, we were rejecting from the bottom of, or the back test of the pitchfork midline. Now that we came down, we hit the bottom of the pitchfork band. You can see this band here. These 2 green lines is the lower band of the pitchfork. Bounced perfectly from the lower band. We came up and we're pretty much back testing the midline again of the pitchfork. Now it looks like we're starting to reject here from the midline. It is a front run of the midline. But if we do start to reject, if Bitcoin starts to drop and we do start to reject, I do expect us to come down a little bit lower. What we could do now in this case for local areas to look for support, if this bullish trend is going to continue, is our 786 here. You can see our 786. Let me turn just the 786 on. I like this 786 in confluence with the channel midline and another back test of the pitchfork there. Now, at that point, our liquidity is right below. We have this liquidity of this kind of flash crash right below, so we'd have to watch out for that. But at this point in time, and then we also front ran our swing failure pattern too. So it is possible that we come down to this bigger box of support down here and take that, take those lows there, do the swing failure pattern there. But we're just going to continue to watch this as it goes. But for now, Bitcoin, XRP looking good. XRP is just respecting this pitchfork so well and this trend so well. Do I think, now let me zoom out here and let's look at bigger picture on XRP. Do I think this correction could be over? It's possible, yes. The correction, the lows of the correction could be in. You could see, but I still think time-wise, we still need some more time because you can look at wave one here. If we do project our 5-wave Elliott correction impulse wave, so this is like one here. We had our 2-wave here, a corrective wave. Our 3rd wave was our big impulse explosive to the upside. We're in the 4th wave. I would like to see it come down to around 286. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. And then I would like for it to end around up here. Let me actually, I would like for it to end around this top of the bigger pitchfork. This big blue line here is the top of the much bigger pitchfork. So I would like it to end around there. And depending on time-wise, like if we chop for a couple more days in this channel, we could actually see it go to the midline of the super steep pitchfork and then the top of the bigger pitchfork. And that would be around this area here, 385, 380 to 385-ish. So that's an area I'm looking for this 5-wave impulse to top out on XRP. And then in that case, we would see a bigger correction. One other possibility on this is we could be seeing a double 1-2 5-wave impulse. So it would be a 1-wave here, 2-wave here, a second 1, a second 2. This could be our 3rd wave, and then we see a 4, 5, 4, 5 as well. So now if it's a double 1-2, I do expect the 4, 5, 4, 5 to bring us up higher than the top of this pitchfork. We still could end because generally in double 1-2s, if you see a double 1-2, then explosive 3rd wave, our 4, 5, 4, 5 is a bit smaller than, it could be a bit smaller of a 4, 5, 4, 5 as well. So that is another scenario that I'm watching. I still do like this simple 5-wave impulse better than the double 1-2, but I'm just keeping it in my mind as a possibility, keeping it as a scenario on the chart. This correction is playing out super nicely since I talked about us hitting the top of the pitchfork up here just for the last few days. We have been trending down exactly like expected. Let's zoom out here and let's look at higher time frame analysis. So let's go to the 4-hour chart. So we are seeing that green dot and money flow is starting to increase again. Now this is telling me that we could be close to the end of the correction here on XRP for this 4th wave. Let's zoom out onto the daily chart and let's look at the daily. All right, so we are confirming the bear divs though. So it might not be. It's giving us a little bit of mixed signals here. We might make one more high and still confirm the daily bearish div, but you can see higher highs on price action, lower highs on the momentum waves, and money flow is finally starting to kind of curve down overall on XRP at the highs here. So we could see XRP see a bigger correction here after, and we could also end the 5-wave impulse and still have maybe another something like this where we come down a bit here and then make another 3rd drive of bearish div on the daily. So we would have our 3 drives of bearish div on the daily. We would have our 3 highs here at the top of the 5th wave about 385. And that would be a super nice level to look for shorts at. Triple drives of bearish div at the top of a major pitchfork that's highly respected. Yeah, count me in. I'll be looking for that. All right, guys, so just a quick short update today for today's video. And I will go over some more stuff later today. I'll probably make a video later on, and I hope this helps. Let's see how this plays out. Everyone have a good weekend.